So I'm really excited to make this video because I think something that is not being talked a lot about is night rituals, night routines. How many videos have you seen about morning routines, morning rituals? Because it's so important to start our day in a powerful place, right? But it's also really important to know that how you end your day is going to bleed into how you start your next day. And a lot of that has to do with the energy that we have and how once you go to sleep, the momentum of your energy stops. And then what happens is when you wake up, the momentum picks up right where you left off, which is all determined by how you ended your previous day. So actually, night routines and rituals might be even a little bit more important to get a hold of. So that's what I want to talk about today. And the thing is, I want to keep it super simple, right? Like when we're doing things that are just when we're trying to keep things consistent in our life, we're trying to add more like better ways of being and ways that just uplift us. It's really important to make it so that it's not something you're just trying to check off a list to say you did it, right? It's something that you want to say that you look forward to. You have an exciting, compelling why for doing it. And so you're choosing things also that are in alignment with you and make you feel really good and are things you enjoy. So sometimes coming up with these kinds of rituals does take some trial and error. So, don't be afraid to try different things, or if you get inspired or curious about something, maybe from this video, something that I share with you that I do, that you want to include, like just know if it doesn't fit necessarily in your body right away, that is okay. Maybe it's just not for you. Maybe you need to switch it up, but do give it a little bit of a chance first. Feel it in your body, see how it goes, and then decide. So I want to share with you a couple things that I do to really wind down my day to kind of get control of the bookends on the night portion end of my day. So I'm really curious to hear, what you guys think of these, or what things you personally do for your own nightly rituals to, again, just cap your day. But here's mine. So I like to keep everything super simple. If I overcomplicate it, I'm not going to want to do it and I'm going to sabotage myself. So the simpler, the better. And the first way that I really think about it is how, when you're thinking about your morning routines, right? Like chances are you're working backwards. You're saying, okay, I want to start my day at this specific time. So in order to do that, I have to wake up at this specific time to then be able to, ease into my day and get all of the things done for my morning ritual that I really want to do. So just as you're planning in that way for your morning routine, it's really important to plan for your night routine, your night rituals in that same way as well. So working backwards in the sense of, okay, so if I want to go to bed at this time, so for me, it's usually around 10:30, 11. If I want to go to bed around that time, I got to start, for me personally, around 8 p.m., getting my night ritual going. And it's nothing crazy. It's stuff that I really enjoy and I look forward to. When the clock strikes 8 p.m., I'm like, yes, I get to start now. I'm really excited. So, that's kind of how I think about it. But I think that is a super, super helpful way to give yourself some structure to this, but at the same time, allow it to be free flow. So, I don't make it super complicated. So at 8 p.m., the first thing that I do is I make some tea. I have all kinds of caffeine-free teas. Chamomile is really great. I love flavored ones, even like a peach or like hibiscus, or, I'm like the fruity stuff. So I do a lot of really soothing teas at night. And then what I do, my secret is that I put like a scoop full of magnesium powder. And the scoop that I do has about 500 milligrams. So it's kind of a lot. But what it does is it allows my body to relax from the inside out. And that way, by the time, it's like time for me to actually lay in bed, my body is like, yes, I'm ready. It's time to sleep. It's been relaxing and calming the nervous system and, relaxing. And so that cortisol has lowered. So that's super important. So that's what I do. And then from there, what I do is I also make sure that my external environment is soothed as well. I want my internal and my external to align. Because then when it does, it feels super good. So I make sure that my apartment is super vibey, so I'm drinking my tea and I'm going down and I'm like turning all the lights. I'm turning on my salt lamps, maybe lighting some incense or lighting a candle because it smells really good. I've got like chill music in the background, or if I have TV going, it's like softer. You really want to lessen the noise, lessen the lights, because again, all of that activity is going to raise cortisol levels. It's going to heighten your stress and make you feel like you're in this fight or flight mode. So if you can just soften things, turn things down, shift the energy, and kind of take that power, by doing, like, empower yourself to lower things down and do it with intention and say, okay, I'm doing this because I want to ease into my night. That is a powerful place to be. And you're going to feel so good because you're like, look at me. I'm like doing this for myself. So those are the first two things that I really do. Along with that, I also make sure if I am like watching TV a little bit, I do have my blue blockers on. It's super important to wear those because, again, it's just taking out the light. It's releasing, or it's relaxing your nervous system. It's helping you do that because it's not putting light so much in your eyes. So I love the blue blockers. I do that every night. And then from there, the last things that I really focus on are bringing consciousness into my mind about my day. Now, not necessarily like I'm not sitting here dwelling on everything that happened or overthinking things, right? The goal is to bring some appreciation and consciousness into the day you've just had, as well as appreciation. I really like to end my day in a gratitude sense. So whether that's journaling, bringing pen to paper, and manually writing out the things I'm grateful for in like a quick little list, or just anything that's still stuck in my mind from the day, any last ideas that kind of came to me. Or maybe I'm reading a book that is just something that I really enjoy, and it's a feel good book to read, not something that's like going to be scary or stress you out or create like a heightened sense of energy and stress. You want it to be something calming and something that feels good to read. But yeah, that's kind of what I do to end my day. And so by the time my day is done, I'm in bed, like I feel really good. And then what that does is it allows me to wake up in a better energy and start my day from a place that I personally chose and designed for myself. So I hope that inspires you. You can do the exact same things, right? But I'd be curious to know what you do for your night rituals. What has been beneficial for you? Have you tried any of these things I've suggested? What are the things that work for you? Do you even do night routines? Have you been thinking about it? Is it even on your radar? Do you realize the power of it? Let's create a discussion around it. It's super important. But I hope that helped.